This video will be about the first step of making a short row heel. I've finished one sock, and you can see that the heel is shaped by short rows, and these were knit toe up. So the basic process is that you work one stitch less on each row and you get that nice miter. Now there is a step because when you do short rows you get holes. One of the things you do to eliminate holes is you place a yarn over there, and the things that make a short row heel confusing are those short rows or those yarn overs. Now traditional hand knit socks have heel flaps. You can see that this looks like a commercial heel. Some people, that would be me, find this type of heel more comfortable, primarily because you can wear it with shoes, but again, it's all a matter of personal preferences. And you can see that I work my socks using double pointed needles. Again, that's a matter of personal preference. Magic loop or two circulars or however you do it is fine. It's the final process that's important, not how you do it. I'm sorry about that. Now when I'm working a short row heel, and you can see these are my instep stitches, and I've worked those, so I'm on the first row of the heel, and basically what I do is I just work all of the stitches on the heel up to the last one, and you get to watch me knit, which is really boring, but hey, got to get to that point. And again, I like to use double points, but you know, feel free to use whatever types of needles that work best for you. So I'm on the second half of the heel now, and I'm going to work along. And I'm getting close to where that last stitch is. Now I'm going to work up to the last stitch, and I'm going to leave that last stitch on the needle because I am working a short row, and then I'm going to turn my work, and I need to make a yarn over at the beginning of that row. And to make a yarn over at the beginning of the row, normally if you're making a yarn over, you're making in between two stitches. On a purl side row, I want to have my working yarn under the needle, and I go ahead and I make the stitch, and you see I have a yarn over and a stitch on the needle, and I'm going to call that a pair of stitches. And I'm going to work sorry, up to the end of the next row, and I'm purling here, so it's a little slower. Most of us knit faster than we purl, and in case anybody's wondering about how I knit in a way that I've discovered must be common in England, because I've been watching old Miss Marples, and the various Miss Marples that they've had on all knit the way I do. You don't see too many people in the States knit this way. That's where you hold the needle like a pencil. Sorry, I've had a bit of allergies today. And so I'm just continuing to work to the end of the row. And naturally, because I'm filming this, I'm splitting stitches and going slow. And I'm almost there. And I decided I wanted to show you this from the start rather than the middle. It would have been a little easier to film. Okay, there's my last stitch. I turn my work. Now on the right side of your work, on the stockinette side, I place, remember on the purl side I had my working yarn under the needle. On the right side or the knit side I have it over the needle, and I knit, and again I have that pair of stitches. Now I just continue to do this, working one less stitch every row, and I am doing rows here, and I work up to, it's the last one I'm going to show you, I work up to the pair, and I leave the pair of stitches on. Almost there. And here we go. Continuing to knit. Watch me knit. It's so exciting. Again, I apologize, having to clear my throat all the time. And there's my pair of stitches. Okay, so I work up to that stitch, I leave the pair, and I turn. And that is what I continue to do. Now, the next video will show you what you do once you have the heel at the width you want it at the base.